Welcome to Better Preparedness. On today's program, we're going to be looking at emergency kits and ones that you can try to keep at a minimalist size. You're more likely to have it with you, but minimalist doesn't mean irresponsible or not having the stuff that's really going to help you out. This video is about helping you figure out what your minimalist kit is going to be for various activities. We're out mountain biking with the family today, so I've got a kit with me, but lots of different sizes of kits. And I think you can build a few, buy things in bulk, and it's amazing. You know, it's kind of a comforting thing knowing you have those kits and you can deal with certain crises and not have them become catastrophic ones. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching Better Preparedness. This is what I would say not a minimalist. This is what I use for when my family goes out for hiking. And so what I'll have is this bag, and let me just take some tissue papers and bags, so you know, if you ever need to go to the bathroom and you weren't planning on it. But I have a little multi-tool and a carabiner, a disposable first aid mouthpiece for CPR. Again, take the training you need. Since we're a family of 4, I always have in this kit 4 Mylar rescue blankets. I have a little piece of my emergency phone contacts list here, a pen, a headlamp. This is not a really high quality one. This is really an emergency kit item one. And we have a mini Swiss Army knife with a whistle on the end of it. A pretty good quality compass. And some of these things are optional, but I like to have a little lighter. These mini Bic lighters are fantastic. Another fire starter and a spare whistle and lanyard. Because keep in mind, if you get people injured, you may have to separate the group for some people to go get help, but it's good for the person who's injured to be able to have a whistle, and the person who's gone for help to also have a whistle, so you can be contacting each other by whistling, using the whistle, because you can only yell for so long before you start to lose your voice. At the other end of the spectrum, if I'm going for a light trail run, but still a bit of a remoter location, not very long distance, well, I have my running little bottle thingy here, and simply having a few of these items can be, I have my Mylar blanket in here, I have a phone list, emergency contacts phone list, I have a whistle, and this is one of these hand crank flashlights. Again, it'll give me enough light to maybe get out of the trail. This can call for help. This can help protect me from the elements. And my contacts list, should my phone get stolen or I lose my phone, at least I have my contacts list. You know, you have options of running belts like this with a few more pockets, and that just gives you a bit more flexibility. So kind of decide what it is you're needing. And this is for when I go trail running. I often go into some fairly remote areas, and if I'm only out for a few hours, but these are some things I can have, you know, my water bottles. But even when I look at the back, I'll have this little first aid, this little emergency kit. Again, it's a compromise. It's not the full extent of my bigger first aid kit for when I go mountain biking, because I've suffered some pretty big crashes and it's nice to have that. But even I'll have again, these fantastic Mylar blankets and I put a bit of money in here, some emergency phone contacts here, list. Just make sure you put a date on your phone contacts list so that you know what date it was, and when you update it, you can replace the ones you don't need or the ones that are outdated. But here, this is my really basic, but I have a contour bandage, some athletic tape, some steri strips with the instructions for how to close a wound. Again, a bunch of gauzes, band-aids, some big ones. Typically, if I'm really cut up, if I have gotten really cut up, it's tricky to get wounds or bandages to stay on. So some athletic tape is definitely handy for that. But in addition to the Mylar blanket and my really abridged first aid kit, which is mostly geared to cut up, getting cuts or something like that, I have a little compass. Not great, but at least it shows you north and south. For again, another lighter, and the Fox 40 whistle, and again, one more crank. These things are really quite effective. Again, it's going to help you hopefully get out of the trail, or keep your spirits up as you're waiting for help. But make sure you have a whistle for calling for help. I'm kind of going through things at a pretty fast rate, but in some of these things I'll have a little sticker on it. That's for me to remember that in this one there's a knife, so I don't have the airport security people take yet another knife away from me because I forgot it was in a kit. But this is a bit of a hybrid, combined emergency kit and first aid kit. But if you keep things bagged and organized, so this is a slightly bigger emergency first aid kit. Again, mostly geared to what my sports are, which is running and biking, where I could get cut up. Again, you can label things. I have a piece of paper in there, a little bar of soap, have whistle and compass, another one of these flashlight thingies, triangular badge in case, or triangular bandage in case I was to have a shoulder injury or arm injury. Another one of these Mylar blankets. You get a bit of a theme here. And then this is another collection of band-aids of various types, knuckle ones, and some of these probably need replacing. They're starting to change color a bit. And in the front, I have a little pencil. You can take notes if you need to, little knife, and another one of these. So you can always add to it. Another question is sometimes, should you be packing a battery pack for charging your phone? Well, that's entirely optional. But these days, a lot of emergencies can arise from simply not having the ability to recharge your phone when we depend so much on these things. So that's what goes into some of my emergency kits. What goes into your emergency kits? What are you planning for? What are the things you're thinking about? And what are the successes? What are those painful lessons that you've learned by not having those items with you? So put those in the comments below. Click that like and subscribe button. Thanks a lot for watching on Better Preparedness. And stay tuned for next episodes. We've got lots of great material coming up. Thanks a lot. Bye. So the emergency kit is a nice item when your kids decide to ride the Bridge of Doom. Awesome! When you're riding the Bridge of Doom, and you've got only one hand on the handlebars, what could possibly go wrong? Last time I rode this, it was completely underwater through this section. All right. What a gorgeous day. It is often hard to think of emergency kits when the conditions are this beautiful, but they can turn, or an injury or whatever it is. So give it some thought.